Good evening, all of you. I hope I'm visible and audible to everybody. Drop a hi if you can see me, hear me clearly. Right, so I think you know who I am. This is your last session for CMAT 2022, right? Where we'll talk about some last minute things that we should take care of, right? Some last minute tips for you. Okay, so let's begin. Right, just a second. Let me just, yeah. So, you tell me some things that you think that you should take care of. I'm sure you've attended so many sessions. There must be some things in your mind. Okay, these are the things that I'll take care of tomorrow. So tell me. Let's begin with you. Hello, Shama, Ravi, Sachin, Shivansh. Hello. Right. So I think that, for any business proposition, for any event in our lives, a SWOT analysis actually helps. Okay. So here also, I actually advise you to conduct a SWOT analysis, right? By now, you are aware of your strengths. You know which section is your strength. You know what kinds of topics in those sections are your strength. What types of questions you score well in, right? So capitalize on those tomorrow. Go for that section first, that is your strength, right? Prioritize your sections. Within that section, go for those question types first, that are your strength. Go for those topics first, that are your strengths. In those also, go for the low hanging fruits first. What are the low hanging fruits? The easy questions, right? Go for the easy questions first. Okay, so this is how you capitalize on your strengths. Now, how about weaknesses? What can be our weaknesses? I think again, but you must have taken some mocks, so you know what can be your weaknesses in an entrance test. Getting stuck on a question, right? Not moving, just looking at that question and thinking, "ये तो solve करके ही रहेंगे," right? That is a weakness. Then, if you think that okay, the paper seems to be difficult. What must be everyone doing right now? Okay, I think it's difficult for me only and not for others. So worrying about these unnecessary things, that is a weakness, right? So don't worry about various external factors. Don't be stuck on various questions. Okay, and you should do fine, right? So yes, this is something that you have to take care of tomorrow. Now, what about the opportunities and threats? So we have talked about strengths and weaknesses. Yes, what about opportunities and threats? Okay, so Shivansh has raised a very pertinent point that I should take care of not randomly marking answers. I should take care of not making flukes, my friends. Yes, so yes, being sure of the answers, then taking them. Why? Because there is negative marking, right? All of us are aware of that. So, okay, CET we'll talk about later on, right? Let's talk about CMAT today. Welcome, Vamshi. Welcome. Okay. So, Shivansh, then you know that which sections you have to go for first tomorrow, right? Now, what can be your opportunities and threats? See, opportunity could be that your innovation and entrepreneurship section, which has just been made compulsory, turns out to be an easy section. Yes, that's an opportunity for you. In fact, the entire section is indeed an opportunity for you, right? See, even if it is difficult, then those who have prepared for it, I think you've attended multiple sessions on it, you have prepared for it, they will fare better. So it's an opportunity for students who have worked hard for this section. If it turns out to be easy, again, it's an opportunity for you to maximize your score. Now, some students perceive the difficult part as a threat, that what if, the section turns out to be really difficult? Now, this is a differentiating section. What will I do? They start panicking, thinking that. But look at this. If it is difficult, by and large, if let's say you feel majority of the questions are difficult, then that means it is difficult for everybody, not just you. So you actually don't need to panic. It's for the first time that everyone will be facing it as a compulsory section, so you are not alone. So even if let's say this threat comes over you, you don't have to let it become a threat, right? If it's difficult for everybody. If you are facing it for the first time, everybody is facing it for the first time, right? So you needn't worry about innovation and entrepreneurship. Similarly, you needn't worry a lot about general awareness. Just focus on giving your best, right? Okay. Now, your strategy should be, as I said, that you should try to maximize your attempts. How? First of all, I told you, go for that section that is your strength, go for those questions that are your strengths. What else? Don't make flukes your friend, right? That's why, Shivansh, I said he raised a very pertinent point. Don't make certainty your enemy. So the opposite side of that, see, some students are randomly guessing, marking the answers. On the other end of the spectrum are these students who are just not able to mark the answer until they are 100% sure, right? So sometimes, see, I understand CMAT does provide you with ample time, but that does not mean that you will remain stuck on a passage for 20 minutes, right? That's not going to bear any result for you. So don't make it your enemy. Of course, think it through. CMAT does give you the time to think through a question, but don't make it an ego issue that I have to solve it, right? And I have to be 100% sure, then only I can mark the answer, right? If you are reasonably sure, let's say 80% surety, then you can mark the answer, right? Okay. Then every question carries one mark. Remember this, right? So for attempting a difficult question, you're not going to get more marks, right? So go for the easy question. That's why this point, that capitalize on the easy questions. And if you feel that, let's say, one particular section is difficult, if you feel that, okay, I chose this RC passage, but somehow the questions turned out to be difficult and probably I have wasted some of my time, then just bounce back from there. Don't let your past affect your present. That's past. What you've chosen, what the choice that you've made, that's your past. Don't let that affect your present. Trust me, confidence is the key. In the CMAT, in any entrance exam, in your life, it's how fast you bounce back that's going to decide how well you attempt your paper tomorrow. Right? Okay, is the reporting time difficult? I was, sorry, different for everybody. I wasn't aware of this. So I saw an admit card on which it showed 2 p.m. as the reporting time. So I assume that it is 2 p.m. for everybody. Okay. So yes, also keep this in mind that a question can be wrong. This has happened in the past. A question can be wrong. So, again, that's why don't be caught up in a question. Don't be stuck in a question. That's the biggest mistake that you can make in any entrance exam, right? Sometimes the question could be genuinely wrong and you might end up wasting your time unnecessarily. Isn't it? Okay. Welcome, Lakshay. I'll convey your thanks to other faculty members also. Right. Let's talk about our section wise strategy. Yes, I think for language comprehension, I have already told this to you multiple times, but I'll repeat this. First, attempt your grammar and vocabulary questions. Do not make wild guesses, particularly when it comes to vocabulary. Okay, if you, let's say, are not even able to narrow down to two options, then please leave that question and proceed. Attempt parajumbles. Why? Because you have options, right? So take the help of options. That makes parajumbles easier. So do give them a shot. Do not skip RCs altogether. I never recommend that because in every RC, no matter how hard it is, there are going to be easy questions. Okay, because it's very rare that all the questions of an RC passage turn out to be difficult, right? So prioritize your RCs. Definitely, that's the first hedge, the first protection that you have against difficult RCs and difficult questions. Prioritize them, and if let's say you think you've come across a difficult RC passage, then do look at all the direct questions, do attempt the direct questions. And if there are any vocabulary based questions from RC passages, do attempt those, right? Those are relatively easier to attempt as compared to the difficult inference questions at times, right? So this should be your strategy for the language comprehension section. Now, okay, so though so probably it's because of COVID. Yes, so Kirtana has said it. It's because of COVID restrictions that they have actually given different reporting times to everybody so that there's no crowd at the center. So I suggest that you follow this reporting time, right? It will be smoother for you, right? So whatever reporting time is given to you, reach at that time. Jinesh, it depends. See, it depends whether, let's say, the CMAT authorities, NTA, they actually accept that mistake. It depends on that entirely, right? So objections can be raised, and then if they accept it, then yes, you will get marks. Uh, Students who attempt the wrong question, they'll only get the bonus. No, don't think that. Don't think that. Okay, if you think the question is wrong, don't attempt it. Just proceed. Okay. Where we have doubt about the option, see, if you have narrowed down to two options, right, and let's say you are 70-30 between those two options, you're 80-20 between those two options, then probably you have narrowed down the correct option, right, if your concepts are clear. So in that case, I suggest that you can mark the answer. But if it's a 50-50, or if let's say you are just not even able to narrow down to two options, then I don't think you should mark the answer, right? Okay. All right. The intimation form of examination city. Uh, okay, this is something that I'm hearing for the first time. I'll come to the admit card part and there I'll tell you what all you're required to carry. Okay, what all is written on the admit, what all you're required to carry is written very clearly on the admit card. So don't worry about other things, right? For quant and DIC, prioritization is important across sections, right? It's not just for RC passages, prioritize your DI sets as well. Don't create a table for the entire DI set if it's not required, right? Avoid questions that involve too many calculations. I think you know this from practice. And yes, solve arithmetic problems, right? They come in a good number, and modern maths from your areas of comfort. Just choose the ones that are from your area of comfort and solve them, right? Okay. Logical reasoning. Now, what to do here? So, first of all, identify the difficulty level. Again, you are prioritizing. Again, so prioritization is the key. So, identify the difficulty level by reading the common instructions, and then you can again prioritize and attempt. So, you can attempt some of these topics, right? Inequalities, syllogisms, coding, decoding, input, output, number series. They are some of the topics that are, they are not extremely difficult, and you have practiced on these, so you can attempt these. Of course, you should solve puzzles based on your area of comfort. This goes without saying. When doing rough work, do not write full names. I've seen students doing that, right? Just write the initials. Save your time as much as you can in the rough work. And this might work for you. Carry ball pens of different colors. Sometimes it works for your LR cases, for marking various variables there. For your LR cases, using ballpoint pens of different colors can help. Okay. So Arbina, you know the answer to this question, not me. Okay, you know which section is your strength. Okay, and you should always begin with your strength, right? So that's why I understand that the LR section can be difficult at times. That's why you can choose what all you attempt there, right? For innovation and entrepreneurship and general awareness, of course, don't make wild guesses, right? Read the questions thoroughly, because particularly in innovation and entrepreneurship, sometimes you figure things out a little later. Let's say on reading it in the first glance, you might feel, okay, I don't know this. But then when you read it carefully, you might actually figure it out, right? So read the questions thoroughly. And yes, these, I'm not saying that, okay, attempt them in a hurry, but ultimately these sections do prove to be relatively time saving. Yes, either you know it or you don't know it. So, again, don't get stuck anywhere. That's my advice to you, and that's how you will save your time. Okay. Uh, So, Mihir, that would be a new thing then. That would be a surprise for us if that happens, right? So far in the previous years, we've seen four options. It may happen. See, I never say never, but then it will be a surprise for everybody. Okay. All right. So, see, GK is unpredictable. So, again, whatever you have prepared so far, okay. So, let's say if you are up for it, again, depends on your comfort level. Tomorrow morning, you can actually sit and revise the major things, the major points from those, right? So, it will perhaps take you 1 to 2 hours. In those 1 to 2 hours, you can revise those major points. So, now you have this pool of knowledge. So, you go to the exam, whatever you know, whatever comes out of that, and you know you are able to recall with confidence, mark that. And whatever you don't, leave it. Okay, if it's unpredictable, remember it's unpredictable for everybody. Okay, so Aishwarya, then you can actually, yes, prioritize them and maximize your score there, maximize your attempts there, right? All right. Now, from an examination point of view, you are an aspirant, you're going to take the exam tomorrow. What are the things that are absolutely important that you need to take care of? First of all, you all should have a printout of the admit card along with that declaration, the COVID-19 declaration. Okay, take a printout. Fill the declaration. Okay, you can fill it at home itself, right? I think they'll just ask for your signature in the in front of the concerned invigilators. Otherwise, you can fill all your details. Paste your photograph on the admit card, and you have to keep one extra photograph. They will ask you to paste it on the attendance sheet. Okay. So this, when the session gets over today, you have to do this right today or tomorrow morning. First thing you have to do is this, whatever I'm telling you now. Okay, so fill that declaration. Okay, paste your photograph on the admit card. Keep one photograph extra. Then these are the original and valid ID proofs that will work. Again, if you want to take a screenshot of this slide, you can. Otherwise, the recorded session will be available, right? And this, all of this is written on your admit card, right? So these are what are acceptable. Original photo ID proofs. Your photo should be there on these, right? So this is absolutely important because without it, you might not be allowed to take the exam. Okay. See, do not be nervous. See, for every student, there are going to be some sections that are their weaknesses, right? Maybe for you it is quant, for somebody else it may be language comprehension, for someone else it could be LRDI, LR, right? Quant and DI comes together. So that student will attempt less questions, fewer questions there, and you will attempt fewer questions here. So uh, think of it like that. Okay, don't think अच्छा मेरा तो quant ही खराब है तो कैसे होगा मुझसे नहीं. Don't have a negative mindset, right? Everybody has some strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so just keep that in mind and give your best shot, right? Do not keep any target score also in mind. I don't suggest that. Okay, because when a student has a target score in his or her mind, and let's say the exam tomorrow turns out to be difficult, then you might feel, okay, I'll probably not score this much, whatever I had in mind, and you might get nervous in the exam. Don't. Okay, don't, just give your best tomorrow. Okay. All right. Admit card already has a picture. Yes, so take a photograph along with the, I mean, take two photographs along with you, right? And if they ask you to paste one on the admit card, then do that, right? Because in the cat admit card, if you remember, you already have a printed photo. Then beside that, they ask you to paste your actual original passport size photograph, right? So probably that is something that they may ask tomorrow. Okay. uh, it is the one provided in the admit card only, Kirtana. No separate declaration is there. Okay, it's the one, it's on page 1 of the admit card, right? Okay. Uh, See, this Vaishnavi was not written on the admit card as such that the double dose of you should have been fully vaccinated. That was not something that was written there, if I remember correctly, right? Good, Shivansh, good. Thumbprint, yes, even I read about it, but again, your signature are already there on the admit card. Okay, so I don't think that they should need a thumbprint. But do confirm it from your fellows who have already taken, let's say, CMAT last year. Was it required last year? I don't remember this thing, right? So just confirm it from your fellows. Okay, because they've stated this, but then their signatures are already there in that place. I didn't even find any space for thumb impression in the admit card. Okay. All right, then let's proceed. So, admit card and valid ID proofs. I hope you'll remember this. Okay, do wear a mask. Okay, so from your home, although it has been mentioned in the admit card that you will be provided one at the center, still sometimes they don't provide it. Wear a mask from home. For gloves and sanitizer, it's your choice whether you want to carry them or not. That's completely your choice, but do wear a mask. Okay. Glove, sanitizer, optional. They do have sanitizers at various locations at the center. Okay. Now, what else? What else? Uh, okay, they do have space. Probably I overlooked that then. Okay, if there is space, then yes, do put your thumb impression there. Right, left hand thumb impression is needed. Okay, space is given. Then yes, do put your thumbprint there. All right. Now, do this right today, right after the session. Okay. check, and I think you should have already checked this. See what is the time from your home to the test center, and check this during peak traffic hours. That always helps. Okay, so that you can reach by the reporting time. Whatever reporting time is mentioned in your admit card, reach by that time. Okay, so do check the distance and the time needed. I would suggest that if you can avoid, then avoid carrying any bags with you, because there are no CMAT has clearly stated that there are no official provisions for keeping your belongings. You have, if at all you have to carry them, then you'll be keeping them at your own risk, right? So if you can avoid it, just avoid it, right? If you can do without your mobile phone, I think you should. Avoid wearing, this is an instruction that I've copied straight away from the admit card. Avoid wearing shoes with thick soles and garments with large buttons. Although, see, all centers are not that strict, but still, from our side, we should do the best possible tomorrow to avoid any hassles, right? So don't do this, right? Don't wear shoes with thick soles, don't wear garments with large buttons. Yes, important. Okay, you don't want to waste time during the exam, right? So use the washroom before leaving for the center once, right? So that you're not hunting for a washroom right before your exam or during your exam. Carry your own transparent water bottle and ball pen, right? It's summer, some of you might feel thirsty during the exam. Again, you don't want to waste time there, right? Uh, Roosters, no, I'm not going to teach. This is not. You've studied enough. Now is the time to relax. Okay, at the most, revise some of your current affairs, or revise some of the GK that you've learned tomorrow in the morning, right in the morning, and some formulae, some mathematical formulae that you must have written or learned. Right. That's it. No more studying. Mohit, that's good then. You know, some a little fear is always good. If let's say if you are not worried about something at all, that means probably, let's say, you don't care about it. So a little fear is fine. This state that you are in is the ideal state. It's fine. Okay, that means you've prepared well. That's why you're confident. Okay, but it matters to you. That's why there's a slight little bit of fear. Okay, gloves are not compulsory, Meer. No, I don't think they are compulsory. No, 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 no. They're not compulsory. Okay. All right. Now, bonus tip. Yes. So this is something that Pranav sir told me, that if you use this button on the test screen, right? If you use this, then you can fit the text to the entire screen, right? So try this. If it works, right? If it does, then you can thank us later, right? Uh, So these were some tips as far as the various sections, as far as your strategy was concerned. Now, Gyan Corner says eat healthy, right? So I think you must have already had dinner by now. Tomorrow also, before the exam, eat healthy. Don't eat a lot. Don't binge, right? Right now, only keep all the things that you need for tomorrow, right? Your admit card, your photograph, whatever I have told you. Organize it right. I think right after the session, okay, so that you don't have to worry about it. Rest your eyes. Please don't binge watch anything till tomorrow. Okay. Don't watch any more sessions now. Okay. You've done enough. Okay. Sleep for 7 to 8 hours, very important, right? So that you don't feel sleepy. The exam is in the afternoon. And very, very important, stay calm. Okay. During the exam, keep your calm. If it's, as I've told you, if it's difficult for everybody. If you have made a mistake, some other candidates may also have made the same mistake. Okay. We are all human beings. So it's only, what did I tell you? The quickly you bounce back from anything that goes wrong in the exam, the better you will score. Okay. So that will decide. It's your ability to stay calm, it's your confidence that is going to decide how much you score tomorrow. Because your preparation is, at this stage, your preparation is 100%, right? You've already prepared. So now those are going to be the differentiating factors, right? So keep calm and ace the test. Uh, how many questions should I attempt in GK and IE for top percentile? Mohit, again, I can't put a number. Okay, don't ask me to put a number on it. It all depends on the kinds of questions that come tomorrow and how much you know, how much you have prepared, right? Soft drink can, no, they've said transparent bottle, so please don't be adventurous tomorrow. Okay. Yes, माँ का आशीर्वाद ले लो बिल्कुल. All the very best to all of you. right? All my wishes are with you. No, gloves are not compulsory, Shivani. Gloves and sanitizers, they are your choice, right? And yes, just give your best and forget the rest. All right. Take adequate rest, that too. So yes, this is about it. So we'll have an analysis session. You're all aware of it. So right at 9 p.m. tomorrow, we are going to come up with an analysis. We have kept it a little later so that we give you an exact analysis, okay, an in-depth analysis. We'll talk about the difficulty level, the cutoffs, basically everything that you want to know, right? That is why, because it's going to be comprehensive, it's at 9 p.m. Do join us. Okay. All right. And yes, if you of course, we'll stay connected. MHCT is also going to happen in June. But yes, you can join our Telegram channel also. All the faculty members are present there. So you can stay connected with us there. Right? Okay. So this is it from my side for today. CMAT, if I talk in very objective terms, then it's an easy to moderate paper. Okay, Mihir, that's just my opinion. Right? Welcome all of you, and my best wishes are with you. I will see you now for MHCT sessions. Okay, after this. All right then. Bye. Bye, all of you. All the best.